Killer Billiards back with another one. Here to answer some questions about carbon fiber and if it's worth it. Well, I think the only way to answer that is for you guys to tell me. It's really personal preference. A lot of people don't like the tapers on the carbon fiber shafts, which is different from wood. I mean, I'll be honest, I've been shooting for a very long time and I don't notice a difference. I mean, you do on a long bridge, but you know, I mean, we're getting a little picky here at that point. The cue I'm shooting with here comes out of Italy. The company's name is Becue. I've had it for 2.5 years, I guess, and it is amazing. I absolutely love it. I don't want to shoot with anything else. It stays in my car 24 hours a day, every day of the year. I'm ready to shoot pool at any moment. The temperatures can't affect it. When looking at carbon cues, to actually purchase one, don't buy one of the cheap ones. You're not getting the same product. There is a lot of science behind it, and they differ greatly due to the grade of carbon fiber, the way it's cut, a lot of different factors. So just do yourself a favor, stick with the name brands, you know, the Predator, Becue. I absolutely love this cue. I really just can't explain how nice it is to shoot with, but I'm definitely a customer for life. Now, as you can tell by the title, yes, this is a full carbon cue, and to my knowledge, nobody else makes a full carbon cue even to this day. What's really awesome about these cues is, for their price point, if you go with a custom one, is not that much more to have any color carbon fiber you want, essentially. You just have to contact them and work out the details, but I believe it was like a 60% increase in the price. But when you compare that to like a wood cue with all these inlays and pearls and all this special stuff, I mean, there's cues that are $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 pieces of art that I wouldn't want to shoot with at that point. But you know, for below 2,000, you can have a carbon cue in almost any color you want. As far as I know, they basically told me you go on the website, look at the, I believe, European color codes, and you send them a color code number and they'll make it in that color. And they'll also do it in the I forget the term for it, on the cues where you got the little triangles up and down, all the way around it. They do it in that style if you want. They have a few options. I have the bare bones one. In this video is actually a few weeks old now. It's actually completely sanded down on the front, except for one little section of white in the middle. And it looks pretty neat. But also, at the same time, when it comes to carbon fiber, don't get stuck in the mindset that you need carbon fiber to be a good player. It's definitely not the case. You can get your brain adjusted to any cue. It's just using carbon fiber really does take one step out of the equation when taking shots, especially when you get into a longer shot. You don't need to adjust as much for deflection. That part is very true. I really don't think anybody can argue that point. These deflection tests you see online aren't really a scientific method when someone is striking something, because it's going to be different every time. Timeout. Let's appreciate that safety shot, because that is killer, and it also helped with the win, as you can see. And in this game, I mean, a whatever the force would be rated at for striking a cue ball, uh, you know, adding a couple or losing a couple on each try, when you add angles to something, greatly changes what the outcome will be. That's another thing, is, are they aiming in the exact same place each time? You don't always line up on a shot the same way. Like, if we did, we'd never miss, right? So, if you're curious about carbon, you have any questions that I'm not covering on this video, feel free to leave them in the comments. Give me some ideas on, what might be good topics to cover, because I might have entire videos that could cover just one topic that you're curious about, depending on, what it is. I'm just trying to answer any questions you guys may have. Keep throwing out there some decent content for now. I plan on doing much more intuitive videos in the future. This shot right there, oh my goodness. Oh, the disappointment. Because that would have been like just a ridiculous cleanup. Can't win them all. But yeah, that would have been beautiful. But yeah, you guys have any questions, looking to dish out information, if you check out that Becue manufacturer, and you do make a purchase, I mean, drop my name. I mean, he doesn't really know who I am all that much, but if he hears it enough, maybe he'll do something for me. Who knows? And I'd appreciate that if you guys did happen to do that. So, thanks in advance. Yeah, it's definitely different to shoot with. If you make a mistake, you're gonna know it, but at the same time, you're gonna pretty much know what you're doing wrong, for the most part. I personally have an issue where I mess my grip up and I start missing shots a lot. But with this cue, I can actually feel what I'm doing wrong, and I usually get it resolved pretty quickly. I have a problem where I wind up gripping the cue stick over time, and I don't realize I'm doing it. And I'm willing to bet there's a lot of people that do the same thing. Especially when you're shooting a lot of shots with authority behind them. It happens. This shot right here is really pretty. I like this one. Getting up there, 38. We'll do it a little banky bank. Back to backs. Good night. I shot really good when I had wood cues as well. The main reason I went with the carbon fiber is because I wanted a cue that I could literally leave in my car and not worry about. And something that essentially lasts forever. I mean, aside from a fire, I don't see too much destroying this cue. In all fairness, though, I can't say that it is 100% impervious to everything. I went out shooting pool one night to practice, and I knew that it was about time for a new tip on it, and I, was going to look into getting that done that week, but I figured, I'll get, enjoy my weekend, do some shooting, and I use the bathroom at the pool hall that I'm at, and I come back out to the pool table, and there's someone at my pool table shooting with my cue on my table, and I'm like, excuse me, that's mine. And she's like, oh, this is your shit? And I'm like, yes, it is my shit. And she's like, oh, here you go, and hands it back to me and walks out. And then I go to take a hit, and I notice that the pad is like falling out from under the tip now. So I, you know, oh no, actually no, I took one hit. I'm sorry, I struck it and it sounded really funny. So I look at the tip and the pad's falling out of it in pieces. And I contacted Becue, and they just, oh, the carbon split because of it. So they just sent me a whole new shaft. Like, here you go. My bad. And I thought that was pretty awesome of them, because I didn't want to drop $500 on a new shaft, because I got it thinking it's gonna last forever, and it didn't last forever. But technically it should last forever. And if I am right about the warranty, it technically does last forever. Yeah. Here I was messing around, decided the old 4-rail 8-ball fancy pantsy shot, and left the cue ball in the way, so didn't quite happen, but had fun trying to do it, and that's it. Well, that wraps up this segment. I got a crap ton of footage to go through from 2 days ago, and then my tip happened to fall off in the middle of practice, so I should be showing up to getting a new tip later on this afternoon, and I'm gonna work on a video until then, and then yeah, I'm gonna do some shooting. Thanks for checking out the channel, and there's more to come.